Napier grass. This tall, fast-growing grass is basically the foundation of our entire goat project. Without a reliable supply of it, we're not going to be able to scale up our herd the way we need to. It's that important. On the farm right now, we have 3 different types of Napier type grass. The first one was already here when we started, some kind of hybrid that was growing wild around the edges. It puts out a lot of stems, but it's not as sweet or as vigorous as the improved varieties. Then I brought in 2 more, Pakchong 1, the well-known Super Napier, and a purple variety. Both of those went into a small nursery near the old house about 3 months ago. Today we're doing 2 jobs. First, we're harvesting and planting some of the existing Napier that was already on the property. And second, we're taking cuttings from the nursery so we can multiply the better stuff as fast as possible. Let me show you how we're doing it. Cutting Napier is actually pretty easy. The stems are soft and you can slice straight through them with a machete or a sharp knife. We're cutting them into sections with 2 nodes each. The bottom node is where the roots are going to shoot from, and the top node should produce new leaves and stems. We started with the grass that was already growing here. I just walked around the edge of one of the farms and cut what we needed. Then we planted the cuttings straight into the ground, spacing them roughly 50 to 60 centimeters apart. We had to leave a clear path because other farmers still need to walk through this area to reach their own land, so we couldn't plant right up to the edge. In total, we got about 200 cuttings planted today from the local grass. We'll see how many survive. Some of them are going straight into the ground without roots, so it's a bit of an experiment. Now with the nursery grass, I'm being more careful. I took about 15 stems of the Pakchong 1 and cut them into 2-node pieces. That gave me around 50 cuttings. Instead of planting them straight away, I've put them into buckets of water. The idea is to get roots established on the bottom node first. From what I've seen so far, Napier with roots already growing has a much higher success rate and grows a lot faster. Once those roots are there, it's pretty much guaranteed to take when we transplant it. So these 50 cuttings are going to stay in water for a while before they go into the terraces. This nursery grass is the key to everything. The number of goats we can realistically keep is directly tied to how fast we can multiply this Super Napier. I've been doing the numbers on the biomass it can produce, and it's pretty impressive. Under good management, Super Napier can produce around 500 tons of fresh biomass per hectare per year when you cut it every 2 months. That kind of production is enough to support somewhere between 30 and 50 goats per hectare, depending on how you manage the cutting and how much the goats actually eat. Compared to the regular native grass that's on most farms around here, that's easily 5 times the carrying capacity once the Napier is properly established. And it multiplies fast. From the original 200 cuttings we planted today, we should be able to have Napier running along most of the terrace edges within a couple of years if we keep propagating it. Of course, goats can't live on Napier grass alone. They're actually quite fussy eaters when it comes to variety. That's why we're also growing sorghum, pigeon pea, mung beans, millet, sunflowers, moringa, and a few other trees. They need a balanced diet, not just one type of grass. We also don't want to create a monoculture. Ideally, everything will be interplanted in a way that improves the soil over time and reduces the need for constant tilling. The Napier is the backbone, but the other plants are just as important for the long-term health of the system. So that's where we're at right now, cutting, propagating, and slowly building up the amount of high-quality feed we can grow on these terraces. It's early days, but this is the part that's going to determine how big we can actually make the goat herd. If you're doing something similar with Napier or other forages on your own farm, I'd be interested to hear how you're approaching it. Drop a comment below, and if you want to follow along as we scale this up over the next few months, make sure you're subscribed. We'll be doing more updates on the nursery, the first harvest, and how it's all working with the goats. Thanks for watching.